the word yall. Today a different type of video, but I want to do some more videos about the car. But this is video for more younger people or just people buying their first car in general. But this is what they don't tell you about buying your first car. Now there's good and bad. I'm gonna start off with the bad, or not really bad, but the thing they really don't tell you. One, I'd say I'd recommend have like 1,000. Like, so say you're gonna buy a car for 4,000, which how much I bought mine for. I'd say have like 5,000, which I had 5,080, and I spent 4,000, so I had 1,080, and that came in clutch. One, because one thing they don't tell you is sales tax, because you have to pay your sales tax. If you're first time, you don't have to pay property tax, it'll get waived off, but sales tax is, depending on where you're from, where I'm from, is 4.225% of whatever you buy for. So I got lucked out. If you're buying it for a dealership, there's no point in asking them this, but if you're buying it just from a person like I did, try to get them to see if they can say you bought it for like 500 less or lesser than what you bought it for. The dude I bought it from, he was really cool. He let me say I sold it to him for 500, but I gave him the 4,000. The reason you want to do this is because the percentages. So if I would have got that 4,000, say I bought it for 4,000, it was rent on there, I would have had to pay $400 extra. So that's why I say, even if you do have to get it, if you're getting off a dealership, they're not going to do that. So definitely have that 1,000 just saved over as extra. So you want to always have extra money than you're buying for, because some people just think, oh, I just got to get the car and get the license and that's it. Nah, that's not how it works. So sales tax, and then going there, you go to whatever place it is, and it should be like a government place. You're going to get your property tax. That should go pretty fast. Then you got to go to the DMV, and you got to go pay the sales tax, and you have to pay the license plates and the little sticker thing for the year. So it totaled me to be like, I want to say like 200, because it was like, I think about 200, I think, because the license plates were, I don't know, were they like 60? Then I had to pay some of the sales tax and then something else too, but it's going to be a little bit. So that's why I say have the extra money. Also have the extra money. Another thing they don't tell you is teen insurance is really high. So if they know you're a teen, you can get put on your parents' thing, but even it's going to be a little higher, because if it's your car under your name, it's going to be higher, because as a teen, they're going to charge you more because you're more at risk of an accident, and especially depending on what car you get. Now, if you're recommended, and depending on what you do as a teen, if you drive your car a lot, then you want to get like a good on gas car. So maybe an eco car, search up, best miles per gallon car. And also, like, if you first starting off, unless you really just got all the money for it and that, but if you want to save out a little bit, don't start off immediately get a Charger. Don't start off nothing like that, especially the Chargers. They are literally the most expensive brand to insure. So start off with some cool. You can still get a cool car, but the insurance is gonna be high either way. Like, I currently pay like $230 a month on my insurance, and that's pretty good on the that's on the cheap end. But yeah, I've seen some people be insurance, especially at younger, to be like $400 to $600 a month. So that's why I said you should also have some money saved over, so you can pay for your first month or two of insurance, at least your first month, because you have to pay that up front. But that's just always good to have, just some extra money. So I'd say always just have like 1,000 left over, and you'll still most likely have some money left over of that too. And that's really just the first part they don't tell you, is the slow part. When you get a car, it's not immediately you get the car, oh, we out here, driving everything. No, it's the slow part. Now, hopefully before you get the car, you already have your license and stuff. That's also can add on the time, but hopefully you already have that. But that's the slow part, going to the DMV, waiting. Now, luckily for me, I stood on top of it. I just say do it as fast as you can. So the first day, I got the, oh, one more thing, I forgot to put it. You have to go get it. If you're buying it off a person and it hasn't been, if you're buying a dealership, you don't have to do this, but if you're buying off a person, you have to go get it inspected. It's only going to take like 15 minutes. It's going to be around $30 too, so that's why you should have money saved over. But that's the slow part. You're going to go get it inspected. That's not going to take long at all. Then you got to go to this government place, get it waived off if you're first time. If not, you have to pay for that, the property tax. Then you got to go to the DMV. So that's 3 different things. How I did it was, the first day I got it inspected. The second day, I was going to just go to the DMV and get temp tags, but the DMV line was long, so I just went ahead and went to the government place, got that. Then I came back to the DMV, the line was shorter, waited, and got my license plates. So my best tip is just try to get it done as soon as possible and don't put things off. So really, the starter phase they don't tell you is, you think when you get a car, you riding and stuff. Nah, I don't start off like as fast as that. It's some slow processes, so I want to get y'all to know that, so there's no surprises coming along and you kind of more in tune. Because I notice a lot of people don't say that about buying a new car. They talk about the price, they talk about the gas, they talking about that stuff, but it's really the stuff once you get it. Now the pros. So a lot of people see cars as a depreciating asset, which is true. They do go down lower, but your cars can make you so much money. me as a reseller, and I also do DoorDash on the side, the car has made me a lot of money, especially since I have the DoorDash app, which gets me gas back on, cash back on gas. And being a reseller is good because you can always go do meetups to sell, go to people's houses to sell, and also drop off packages. So even my last cruise, when I had it, it made me way more money than what I got it for. And now I'm trying to use my car more for content and stuff. So even if I can get that rolling, that's just another thing my car is added onto it. Also, it's just fun to have a car too, and it's really just the freedom. That's why everyone wants a car. Not even always, because sometimes I look at the car, but it's nice to know, like, if I want to, I can go drive down the street just because now. So it's the freedom. Another thing I want y'all to know is, once you get a car, especially if you're one of the first people to get it, a lot of people going to be asking you for a ride because, you know, you're young and stuff. Let your homeboys and get a ride in, but if people always going to be riding with you, especially people you don't really, you weren't as cool with, make them like throw like $5 to $10 in. I made a bunch of money off people literally just being like, all right, bro, you can get in a car, I'll take you on a beat, but it's not going to be free. Because in the end, you know, we're not really cool like that. You just need a ride, and I'm going to get the money to her too. Don't just be Uber around people for free. Your homeboys and stuff, even with your homeboys, they was in your car, you know, you need to do that, because also you got to think they put a mileage on your car and the gas too. And that's why it's good to get a cheaper car, because you could be like, all right, $10 to get in. That's, for some people, that's like a lot of mileage depending on the car. So I also say that. Also, the cool thing about the car is really to be onto, again, the freedom. You can network, go to different places you always couldn't, and not always needing to be like, oh, can you come pick me up? Oh, I gotta go get an Uber, and it saves you money over time. Also, what they don't tell you is keep your maintenance up and don't push things off. If you gotta get an oil change, go get the oil change. If you gotta go get that fixed, go get it as soon as you can. Don't push it off and be like, wait, because a lot of times what happens is, and what happened to me a lot, my previous car, I put stuff off, but then it makes something worse and I had to pay more. So even if you have something literally like, oh, I don't want to spend this money, just do it. It's going to better you in the long run. You'd rather your car be in shape, tip-top shape, running, and then it break down one day and then you can't use it, and then you got to pay more money than what you're going to. Now, going back to the insurance, what I would recommend to y'all is what I do. Just pay ahead on your insurance, like a 2-month ahead, so you don't got to worry about it, especially like if you buy a car for $4,000 or even less, and you have that $1,000 left over, get y'all like 2-3 months ahead on insurance. It's gonna better you in the long run. It's gonna allow you to, you know, stack your bread and stuff, especially if you're reselling, doing other things. It's gonna allow you to, you know, keep things going. The last thing people don't really tell you is, or I feel like people don't say, getting in a car is really a game changer. Like, especially if your first car, it don't gotta be crazy. It don't gotta be crazy fancy. You know what I mean? None of that. It's the ability to travel to places, the ability to do a bunch of things, network. I've networked with so many people, going to coffee shops, you know, stuff like that. It's really like unlocking a new level in the game. And also, you're not as dependent as other people, so you don't got to depend on your mom to use her car. You don't got to depend on other people to use their car or get an Uber or something like that. So it's really like a bigger key to freedom, especially when you're younger. You're getting more hints to freedom. And make sure, you know, some Spider-Man stuff. Great power comes great responsibility. Don't be overusing it, you know. Don't be doing too much in the car. You don't want to put too much miles in it, especially if you want to eventually sell the car. But yeah, cool thing, best thing now is, with this 2025 market, cars are way cheaper. Even like from when I bought my Cruise like almost a year ago, cars have gotten way cheaper and it's way more easy to find. So you don't gotta feel like you're rushing it, and you know, they're way cheaper and they're still, you know, good quality, good amount of mileage. I give some tips if you're gonna try to buy a car. Stay like below 160k miles. 4,000 to 5,000 is the range I do it off of, but again, it's getting cheaper, so you know. Search up the car brand. You're gonna get familiar with the car brand you're gonna get into. See what type that car model is. See what it's, you know, how the maintenance is. See value. See how much miles. See the basics. I'm not a mechanic, but you know, some basic things. Search if it's reliable. You know, stuff like that, y'all. That's pretty easy. Search videos on it. See what people are saying. And yeah, man. So I just say, if y'all got a car, y'all trying to get a car, that's some things I wish I knew, or things they don't tell you. But I'm gonna catch y'all boy later. Peace.